Well, uh, he's going to Penn State. Jim Knowles is going to Penn State.
Wow, he's not coming here? They said he was coming here.
So, if you haven't heard, the deal is it's like 3 years, 9.3, which is a head coach at a Power 4 somewhere is making that, if not less.
Probably.
Yeah, I guarantee you. Crazy contract for a defensive coordinator at Penn State.
Yeah.
Which
good for them.
Yeah, good for
They're
them.
serious.
Well,
I mean, Penn State's serious.
If we're going to break that down a little bit, I think it's a great hire because Penn State just can't beat Ohio State.
Yeah.
So I think it's a good hire for them.
Take their guy.
Literally their guy. That's crazy.
But, yeah. So Ohio State defensive coordinator, rumored to go to OU, ends up going to Penn State.
Promised to go to OU.
So rumored by many, promised by some.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to break down here is a crazy amount of OU insiders, which are these companies, groups of people, what have you, basically charging subscriptions to OU fans for the latest breaking news. And a lot of them,
which doesn't make sense. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You can just look at Twitter. I don't know why you got to pay for that, but anyways.
A lot of them were literally saying, I mean, there's a podcast out there, Emergency Pod. Jim Knowles is heading to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
There was articles behind a paywall saying Jim Knowles is the next guy at OU. Yeah. What's it going to look like? All these kind of things. And just crazy. It doesn't turn out that way. How does that happen?
Well, what's interesting and pretty ironic, and this was completely unplanned, which I thought was pretty funny, is 2 days before this happened.
Mm-hmm.
So all this breakdown on Twitter happened on Sunday. On that Friday, we made a podcast talking about the Jim Knowles situation before it was announced that he went to Penn State. And we all three specifically said, OU insiders told us 2 days. 2 days passed, something happened. Then they told us it's going to be another weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing happened. And then we blatantly said, these OU insiders do not know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
They clearly have no idea what's actually going on. And they're really just creating articles and creating headlines to generate clicks, which ultimately makes them more money or get more subscriptions. Spencer,
crazy.
who has worked 3 years inside the OU football program, said that only about a group of 15 to 20 people actually know what's going on, not paid subscription services.
Yeah,
so I just thought it was pretty interesting how, I wouldn't say lucky we got, but just how ironic it is that we say that. And then 2 days later, Twitter,
in their face.
They just berated.
Yeah.
I mean, people were berating. Let me list a couple.
Go through some, yeah.
Let's list a couple comments.
We'll keep it anonymous.
We'll keep it anonymous. Here's one. It says, this had 31,000 views and 406 likes. By the way, if you are choosing to still pay money actively to
some companies,
one company, 2 company, 3 company, or 4 company, then you might be brain dead. Here's another one. 57,000 views, 925 likes. Oklahoma may genuinely have the worst insiders in college football. Yeah. And then another one, because there's so many.
Literally.
I won't say who posted this one. 41,000 views, 489 likes. Yeah. Said company are scam artists.
Yeah.
People are getting sick of these dweebs.
Yeah.
And this is referencing the podcast that was dropped that said Emergency Pod. Mm-hmm. Jim Knowles is coming to Oklahoma, which has since been deleted.
Yeah, it did get deleted.
Just an insane turnaround. Listen, man, here's the thing is, if there's anybody you're going to listen to about who actually knows what's going on in the program, it is this guy right here who has worked 3 years within the program, who knows that situations like this, stuff is not going to get leaked to the media, especially to some paid subscription services. Yeah. So
if the university doesn't publish it, it's probably not out there at all. Like there's no one thing, like to break down basically these guys, these insiders, these media guys, what they get to do, they get to maybe one practice a week during the season and a few practices a week, like a few practices over the course of spring ball. They get to go into practice during individual drills. Individual drills basically show absolutely nothing. You get to watch the players tackle a dummy.
Yep.
You get to watch the quarterback throw some short routes, and you get to watch the wide receivers do some cut motions. O-line's doing some stuff, but they're not doing anything. No X's and O's. You're not really very few people can gather intel or understand talent from indie drills. And that's the only time they're allowed to be in practice. And again, even that is for 1 or 2 practices throughout all of spring ball, throughout the entire season. And so that's the insider that they are. That's how much they get. They also get to interview Brent Venables about once a week during the season and a couple of times over the offseason. Again, those are public interviews. So they really just don't have, there's just not much going on. Like they don't have that much insider. They're not seeing anything that we aren't really seeing. So, I think the whole situation's crazy. What to me, the timeline was you have the national championship Monday night. All the insiders were saying, okay, give it 2-3 days. If it's not by then, I don't think we're going to see him. 2-3 days pass. It's Thursday. And they extend it to like
the weekend.
Give it the weekend.
Yeah.
We'll know by the end of the weekend. Friday, I think they had a moment of like, we need to drop some news like this week. Everybody's wanting some news. Like, and to be fair, the market was crazy for news. I was refreshing Twitter all the time looking for Jim Knowles news. And they just wanted to be the first person to it. And they might have got some kind of information suggesting that Jim Knowles. And when they saw that, they were like, we have to be the first people on this. We have to take this opportunity. And I think they just went with it.
Here's the thing.
They got it from bugnuts.com.
Yeah. In my brain, it makes more sense to be the first person with accurate information than to be the first person just to open your mouth.
Yes.
Like
100%.
It's going to do more damage in the long run if you just said, like if I say, hey, Nick Saban's coming out of retirement, he's going to coach the Oklahoma Sooners this year.
Like you're the first to that information. Congrats.
Yeah. And I'm going to be the first one to get kicked off. I'm not going to have a job. So like, I don't know. I just think it's just so dumb. And we're not coming on here to try and, put down all these other people, but it's just like,
so we're not listing any specific names.
Like we set out here when we started this to purposefully, literally just keep it 100, keep it a buck.
Yeah, keep it a buck. 50.
We are not here to speculate who will be. We might say like, oh, maybe it could be, but don't listen to if we ever say something like, do not listen to us.
If we say Jim Knowles is going to be the DC
we're not,
emergency pod, don't watch that podcast.
Don't watch it. Skip it. Go
but
to
the thing is, we're never going to post something.
That's what I'm saying. So it's just like, it's so crazy that like people, I mean, I guess like I just never was ever like subscribed or like ever thought like they just know because I wait for those big accounts. When Adrian Wojnarowski was there, when I saw that Woj bomb get dropped,
oh my God,
that's 100%.
Yeah,
that's
reliable.
Locked.
Mr. Reliable.
Or like now it's like Matt or whatever his name is. I mean,
Sean
something, whatever.
Sharania.
Yeah, Shams. I'm like,
bomb.
That's 100%. Like that is real. Or so I'm like, I don't know. I just think it's crazy that all these guys are getting just like exposed for whatever, and it's just like, hey, you did it to yourself.
Exploded on them, like just
yeah. It doesn't. I don't know.
It's not
First
good.
off, I don't understand. I personally don't understand the whole point of a subscription-based business covering OU football news. I just don't. You can scroll Twitter and find the same information, and you don't have to pay money for it. I've just never understood that. I mean, maybe it's a good business model, and maybe it's working for them. Probably not anymore, but I've just never understood that. That was
just what's the difference between
interesting to me.
Hearing,
getting
that's what I'm saying.
Like what is the value you're getting from
hearing one day before? Like, were you gonna lose sleep?
I think there's some
I don't
people out there that like before X was just so live and late break. Like X now, it's so quick. You can find out the latest information so fast.
For the news channel.
Yeah,
literally. But somebody will be on the spot and just live stream.
Hey,
yeah. I think there was a time when it was like, oh, you can pay $5 a month and get video from inside the Everest Training Center of them doing indie drills.
Yeah.
And that was like a really good way to find out what's going on. But now, all those guys are just posting those videos on X.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think that everyone should go unsubscribe to them. I just think the truth of the matter is that the program is super secretive, and I promise that these guys are not let in on the secret. There are very important guys in the building that aren't let in on the secret of what's going on. So it's definitely not going to be the media.
Yeah.
Just need to get back to not like speculating. Just like whenever, if the job, I feel like whenever something does happen, then talk about it. Like I feel like that should be the baseline of it. It shouldn't be because your speculation is probably wrong.
Yeah.
So there's no point in.
That's what even
like there's like why are you speculating?
I'm so
You don't
confused
know
what them made the like. How are they so confident that they were able to drop a podcast like he's here? Like that takes. They must have saw something that really made them believe like he's coming.
Yeah.
Because I would not have saw a Twitter post. If I saw a Twitter post saying like Jim Knowles the next DC, and it was from 405 the captain next Soonerville, I would just say that that's not happening. So I don't know what they saw that made them have that much confidence to go out and just make a 45-hour-long podcast.
Yeah.
Crazy. I
don't know. Well, yeah, that's kind of it on the whole situation. Really strange.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what this means for them moving forward. Like, it's really unfortunate. I honestly feel bad for them because it's like you have a job and your claim to fame is you're an OU insider, and you just proved you aren't. And now people are berating on Twitter. You're getting, combined with all the tweets that we've seen, there's probably been 1 million views between all those famous tweets.
Yeah.
Like it just sucks. You damaged your reputation for something that
didn't need to be said.
Didn't need to be. That's what's crazy.
You didn't have to say that.
You
could report and said Jim Knowles will not be the new DC, and people would have been like, "Thank you."
And the thing is, too, is like even speculation is fine, but flat outright saying he is the next DC, you cannot do that. Like, you just can't. I think speculation is a good thing.
Yeah,
it gets people excited. But when you're like flat out making statements,
he's on the plane right now. He just landed.
Yeah, like
he's literally on the bus.
Uh-huh.
But the thing is, though, and here's the sad truth, is that if they got it right, they would have said, we knew before everybody else. No, you didn't. You took an educated guess.
They're meteorologists. They're literally meteorologists.
That makes me wonder. That's what I'm saying. It makes me wonder how many times
did they get lucky?
They get lucky. How many times they get lucky, and this is the first time they've got it wrong.
Yeah. I don't know.
Crazy.
Just to show how the reputation is just this made me laugh. I had to screenshot this because it's so funny. So one of the kind of prediction subscription guys, I'll paraphrase, said, I didn't get this right. I kind of got into my business model kind of changed into making predictions, but I'm not going to do that anymore. He had one comment on that post. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. So, yeah, I hope we never get called idiots. Actually, we probably already have, huh?
We probably have. Just because we're silly. We don't.
But
the thing is,
we'll never get called an idiot for being wrong in line.
The thing is I'm not claiming to be smart.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the thing.
I'm not claiming to be an insider either.
Idiot, but I'm not claiming to be smart.
I'm not claiming to know the next best thing. I don't know.
What's going on.
Who's going to start at quarterback? John Mateer will not start at quarterback. I'm not going to say that.
Emergency pod.
Emergency pod. John Mateer transfers again.
Maybe we
Freshman
should try it out,
Diego Pavia transferred from Vanderbilt, a starting quarterback.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Maybe we should try something out like that.
Maybe we get more clips.
We're putting this behind a paywall. How about that? How about
you have to pay us $99 per month
per
just to
week.
watch this video. Yeah. Per second
of this podcast.
Yeah. Crazy stuff.
Anyways,
we just wanted to talk about it because we're obviously getting into this industry, and we are learning from other people's mistakes,
so we don't have to make them.
So we don't have to make those same mistakes.
So
anyways,
we're just yapping about it.
Peace.